Well, it looks like Israelis and Palestinians will meet soon in Washington. If they do, and this is the Middle East after all, they're expected to hammer out the final details of relaunching those stalled peace talks. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has been working for months to draw both sides closer to the bargaining table.
Kerry told reporters that the agreement is still in the process of being formalized and that the initial talks will take place in Washington within the next week or so. The Middle East peace process has been stalled for nearly 3 years. Palestinians have demanded a halt to the construction of Jewish settlements in occupied territories. They say the settlements are in violation of international law. But Israel has refused the demand.
Just 5 months into the job of Secretary of State, John Kerry's visited the region 6 times to try and get the two sides talking. But while this news is a breakthrough, the language Mr. Kerry used was cautious. These aren't agreed talks quite yet, just an agreement to establish a basis on which to resume peace talks. So very early days, and Mr. Kerry gave nothing away about how those talks would ultimately succeed.
On behalf of President Obama, I am pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement that establishes a basis for resuming direct final status negotiations between the Palestinians and the Israelis. This is a significant and welcome step forward. The agreement is still in the process of being formalized, so we are absolutely not going to talk about any of the elements now. Any speculation or reports you may read in the media or elsewhere or hear in the press are conjecture based on fact, because the people who know the facts are not talking about them. The parties have agreed that I will be the only one making further comments about this. If everything goes as expected, Sai Barakat and Tzipi Livni, Minister Livni, and Itzhak Molho will be joining me in Washington to begin initial talks within the next week or so.
Another sticking point is the Palestinian demand for a freeze on Israeli settlements. Only on Wednesday, Israel approved a new plan for the construction of more than 700 homes in the West Bank. Israel's long-standing position was that it wouldn't come to the table with preconditions. The Foreign Ministry said conceding on the border issue would be suicidal. However, Kerry did not disclose any details over the final agreement.